Good morning, folks. We're up here in Kanaio, kind of on the way to Upper Kanaio. Today we're going to go for a ride. I'm going to try and show you some unusual scenic spots that heading out towards Kipahulu. These are places that most people will never see or even notice from the road. So I just thought since this week was the first week they've opened up the road to Ohana, I thought we'd get out and go for a ride. I'm not riding with the friends today. It's a Saturday, so everybody's kind of gone and not available. So I thought we'd get out and do a little bit of filming, or get you guys some video, give you a different perspective of Maui than what we've been most often doing. Anyway, I'll show you, give you just a view of where we are right now. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm going to point you off into the distance. If you look just above the clouds, you'll see the top of Mauna Kea, and that's the Alenuihaha Channel. I don't know if you guys can see the whitecaps. I'm not sure how good this camera is at capturing that kind of stuff, but I'll give you a nice little panorama here. As we spin around, I'm going to take you over here towards Kaho'olawe. That's Kaho'olawe off in the distance. It used to be a target island. The military used it for dropping ordnance and practicing bombing runs and things like that. There was quite a bit of anger over the whole thing, and finally the Navy gave back I believe it was the Navy, gave the island back to the Hawaiian community. So the island's been cleared of as much ordnance as possible and turned over to the Hawaiians. They've gone out and planted the island, try and restore it back to its original beauty. Anyway, and then we'll come on around here. And this is old cinder cone just outside of Ulapalakua. We've already passed Ulapalakua, but it's pretty old cinder cone, so it's well grown over. Used to be back in this area, all along in here, there were quite a bit of forest up along the side of the mountain, but what was it, about 5 years ago, after the hurricane came through, it wiped out most of that. So right afterwards there was just a lot of down trees. So I'm going to take you around, and we're back where we started, and there once again is the Big Island. I don't think you can see it, but Mauna Loa is just kind of behind, over the top of that tree on the right hand side, and then there's clouds behind it, so you might be able to follow that. But yeah, we are on the southwest side of Haleakala, and if you look down at the ocean there, let me see if I can get a better view of that. You've got the last lava flow, and I believe that was 17, I don't know the exact date, 17 something. always found it kind of interesting to look at these. I think actually what it is probably a collapsed lava tube. So after the lava stopped flowing, the dome collapsed in on it. And don't quote me on that because I am not a geologist. Let's see. Okay. So here you have it. So it's about 50 feet deep, 200 feet across, 100 feet, 100 yards long maybe. And we have Willy Willy going down here in the crater. So for those of you who love geology, there you go. So I believe there's actually kind of a chain of, well, this, like I said, this is probably a lava tube. But that just above us is a cinder cone. I have hiked up and looked in, but we're not going to do that today. But we are going to go across the street and continue our view into part of the collapsed lava tube. I'll bring you down to that when we get... Okay, here we are heading across the highway here, and here we have another sunken lava tube, and it's not too spectacular, although we do have a little cave over here. Let's see if we can get over to it. Kind of overgrown by inhabitant. Okay. In this little cave we've got a Willy Willy tree growing right in the entrance. And yeah. See if we can get down in there. Tree's pretty much taken over. Not to damage too much here. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I get a better shot here in a second. Get you. You can see it doesn't really go back far. People come down here periodically and have little campfires. But, get your shot from the inside out. So you get to see a little bit of the geology of the island and how lava flows. So lava would have been flowing through here and then back in there. I don't know if you can see this or not, but that cave goes on out that way, so that may have been the lava tube, and then it just stopped and solidified. But in this area, the actual lava was below. We're standing on the lava. So, and this is the entrance to the cave. So we can go back. Well, I'm not going to go back. Let's see. See if I can get back. look in here a little more. So there you have it. We do have huge lava tubes that are mile long. There's one up in the crater, and there's a number that you can go and hike through just on, but most of them are on private land, so it's a whole different ball game. Okay, let's see if we get out of here a different way. Okay, you now have seen this, so I'm going to shut you down while I get myself out of here. At this point of the ride, I had to turn the audio way down just because the headwind we're going into is quite strong. It's probably blowing about 30 knots, 35 miles an hour. If you look off to the right, you can see some white caps. This camera doesn't quite capture it all. There you go. It doesn't show the intensity of it. It kind of fades it out, but it was blowing very hard. Right now, coming into this corner, you have to be very careful because the wind will come right off the cliff on the left side, and if you're not careful, it'll literally blow you off that road. You know, on a motorcycle, it's pretty dangerous. And off to your right here, we're heading down into the mouth of the canyon, and we'll stop for a minute. You can get a view of the ocean. It's quite a pretty place. It's very dry on this side of the island. This part, as we move farther east, we'll get gradually working our way back into the tropical forest. But here it's bone dry. We're in the we're in the rain shadow of the island. Off to your left, there's the canyon goes on up. I haven't hiked back up this particular canyon, but they're all pretty neat canyons if you like desert, and of course I do. So we're going to head on out here, and then we'll continue on to our next destination. All right, aloha. A little pump station right here, and then we're going to walk back just a little ways back up the. That's a pump house, so they're pumping up for the ranch. I believe this is I'm not sure what ranch this is, but it is where they get the water, and you can see why the water would, anyway. We've got water lines running back into here, back to a spring. But, this is kind of some of the things that I thought it would be nice for you guys to see. Most people never will get a chance to see something like this. But, now, I can be completely wrong. But once again, I think this actually was a lava tube, and it was huge. And these were the layers of lava that came through this tube. They gradually built up and ultimately filled it in. For any of you geologists out there that know for sure, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, that's the way it looks to me. So that's Bullwinkle's Corner, for what it's worth. And I believe this here, there you go, this is where the water resides. These are the pumps that carry it through, but you can tell that water's flowed through here over millennia and washed these stones just completely smooth. So, good source of water. And let's see. God, I hope you guys are getting this. I'm afraid that you might be too much sun on the camera. As I look up, because the sun is not far off. So, I'm trying. This is not the best time to be filming, actually. If I'd have gotten out earlier today, that would have been much better. But you can see some of this. And so there we have it. Like I said, it's just a little bitty canyon, but it sure is pretty. Alright, let's get out of here. And then we'll move on to our next spot of interest, at least for me.